They have new ones at the counter.
I'm sorry?
Maps. They have new ones at the counter. They're mostly free. Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude, but I saw you with the remnants of what used to be a map there, and I thought maybe you want to get a new one of wherever you're going.
No. I've had this one with me for too long.
Clearly.
No, I mean, this old map and I have quite a history together.
Really?
Yes, I've had it ever since we... I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't want to be bothered with this. Thank you for the suggestion. I should probably get a new one before this one disintegrates completely.
I always get to the train station too early.
What's that?
I say that I always get to the train station too early. I'm not sure why. I guess I'm just an early bird.
Yes. I'm the same way.
I wonder why that is.
Why, what is?
Well, you know, the early bird syndrome.
My dad used to say that if you were on time, you were late. Why? If you were early, then you were on time.
Mine said the same thing. So, I guess it wasn't our idea at all then.
What do you mean?
I mean that it was forced on us. We had no choice but to be early birds.
Not true. Not true. My brother is late to everything, and he got the exact same lectures growing up as I did.
Yeah. No, come to think of it, my brother's the same way. Okay, so if it's not nurture, then it must be nature. We were born this way.
Or we made a decision to be this way. I like to think of it that way. I decide who I am, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Ultimately, we get to decide to be who we are.
Although... You go ahead.
No, ladies first.
Okay, thank you very much. What I was going to say is that we are a product of our upbringing.
And so we make certain decisions that we make for reasons that have to do with how you were raised.
Exactly. So it's not like I get to make any decisions in a vacuum.
Agreed.
I'm glad we got that settled.
I know. It would have weighed on me for days. I'm Kenny.
Claire. Nice to meet you. So where are you headed, Kenny?
West. My dad's out in Idaho, and he's not doing very well at all.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it's been coming for a long time, and I got the call from my brother yesterday saying I better get out there, so looks like he doesn't have much time.
Cancer?
Broken heart. My mom died 4 years ago, and he never recovered.
Really?
Yeah, Turns out the country songs are right. You can die of a broken heart.
But there must be something.
Nope. He's been checked by like half a dozen doctors. Nothing wrong with him. Heart, lung, liver, toenails. He's all good. He just doesn't want to go on. So he gets weaker and weaker, doesn't want to eat or leave the house. And the more depressed he gets, the further he sinks into this hole that he just doesn't want to climb out of. And it pisses me off, but I guess I can understand it. And they were everything to each other. It's like he lost half of himself when she died. Can't imagine going on if I lost half myself, can you?
I'm not really.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You do not have to answer that. This got a lot deeper than I imagined. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. In fact, this is why I travel.
Come again?
This is why I travel. Why I've been on the road for years now, going from train to train. Why my map looks the way it does. Look.
Mm-hmm.
New York, Chicago, Portland, both Maine and Oregon, New Orleans, Tampa, Walla Walla. I mean, I've been all over the country looking for just this.
You're a writer? Historian? A cartographer?
No, just a regular person looking for answers.
Answers to what?
Don't know.
Well, if you don't know the question, how are you supposed to know when you found the answer?
I don't know.
Oh, so you're crazy?
I think so.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm crazy to think that I could find the answers to questions I haven't even nailed down yet, but I'm searching for something, and maybe that's enough.
Doesn't feel like enough to me.
Me either.
So what are we going to do about it?
We?
Yeah. We've got what? 45 minutes to kill here on this bench. What are we going to do to help you find this thing that you're looking for?
I don't know, Kenny. We just met.
What? Come on. You want to just sit here and stare at your phone the whole time, wondering what brilliant ideas I could have come up with, but too afraid to ask?
Something like that?
Oh, come on, Claire. Life's too short to waste it like that. Let me give it a try. What do you have to lose?
I guess I don't have anything to lose. Okay. Take your best crack at it.
All right. Let's get started. Tell me about your childhood.
What?
I should mention, if we're going to do this and it's going to work, you do have to answer, honestly.
I assumed I was going to answer. Honestly, I have nothing to hide, but my childhood? How is that going to help?
The rule is you don't get to ask any questions.
None.
Well, not right away. Maybe towards the end.
Okay. Let's see. My childhood? It was shit.
Really?
Absolute shit.
Poor?
No. Pretty well off, actually. Upper middle class, I'd say. We had everything we needed and most of what we wanted. Except friends. Except loving family. Except a mother who didn't drink and a father who didn't cheat. Those things make you grow up really fast. By the time I was 12, I was taking care of my little brother and sister pretty much all by myself. Mom would usually start drinking around noon. Dad would be gone for days. He would say that he was going on a business trip, but we all knew that he was just on the other side of town. shacking up with one floozy or another. You know, once when Mom was sober enough to take us to get groceries, we saw him with some whore. Mom saw him, I know she did. She just turned us down the next aisle and right out of the store. Left the cart behind. It wasn't like she was hurt or surprised. She didn't want to see it. She didn't have the nerve to confront him, so out of sight, out of mind.
Did they ever divorce?
Didn't have the opportunity to. Dad came home after being gone for about a week. Mom was rip-roaring drunk, and she lit into him like a pit bull on a poodle. I grabbed my little brother and sister and ran upstairs, and we hid in a locked room. After about a half hour, it got quiet. Then I went downstairs. And do you know what I found at 14 years old? My dad with a knife in his heart lying there in a pool of blood, and my mom nowhere to be seen. I didn't even cry.
My God, Claire.
Oh, I'm not even close to done answering your question yet.
You don't have to.
No, you've got me started. Let's really get into this. So I called the cops. I told them what happened. And then I left the house before they got there. Never went back. Figured the little ones would be better off without me. Let the state take care of them. Figured I didn't need the foster care system since I had been the one taking care of kids since I was 12. I didn't need anyone taking care of me, but I didn't need to be taking care of anyone else either. About a few days later, I heard they found Mom a couple states away. Brought her back. It was in all of the papers. She's still in prison. If she's still alive, I don't know. Is this helping?
Oddly, yes. What happened next?
Next was kind of a blur. Went from shelter to shelter. Had the occasional job here and there. Never made a friend, and the ones who came close always screwed me over. Got raped a couple times. Beat up a lot. And everything I ever owned was stolen from me the next day. As I said, shitty. But I always held out for that, that sliver of light, that knight in shining armor, that miracle.
And it never came?
Oh, it came all right. Billy Greenwood.
Billy Greenwood.
Yep. Swept me off my feet at the tender age of 19. He was a grocery store box boy where I was cashiering. He was kind and gentle. Had a really beautiful soul. He took me in and we lived together for almost 2 years.
Just 2 years. What happened?
This kind, loving boy with the soul of an angel succumbed to a moment of weakness. You see, beneath that exterior, there was a demon possessing that beautiful soul. He had a plan, and he managed to pull it off. Depression is an awful thing, but it is even worse when you're such a good actor that no one can see it, not even the people closest to you. I didn't see it. He loved me, but he couldn't fight the demon any longer, so do you know what that beautiful boy did?
I can't even begin to imagine.
No. He couldn't. No one could. He took care of me. He insured himself for $2 million and then died in a car accident. An accident that they would investigate for 6 months, and when they found out it really was an accident, I got paid. I'm set for life because of that boy.
How do you know it wasn't an accident?
He left this under my pillow the night that he died. Go ahead and read it.
My dearest Claire, I'm so sorry to have kept this from you for so long. The demons have convinced me that this is the only way to stop the pain, and I believe them. I love you more than my own life, and I want yours to be better now that I'm gone. There's an insurance policy in the strong box under the bed. It is my gift to you. Show this note to no one, and be patient. I know that you have always believed my soul to be pure. I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. But there is a pure soul in this world, and I know that you will find the one that you truly deserve. Find that perfect soul. I love you. Billy.
So, you see, Kenny, I guess I'm not as confused as I led you to believe. I do know exactly what I've been searching for. I've been looking for it ever since. I've been all over this whole country looking for it.
And?
Nothing. Well, come close once or twice, but there's always, it always falls apart. There's always a flaw, always an imperfection, always a weakness that convinces me I've missed the mark once again.
But, Claire, no one is perfect.
I owe it to him to keep trying.
I can appreciate your devotion to him, but don't you think that he would want you to be happy and not waste your life searching for something that is impossible?
Kenny, when someone shares a dying wish with you, how do you let that go? I told you I owe it to him to keep looking. He saved me. How do I walk away from that now?
So you're like my dad.
What do you mean?
I mean that he's lying there on his deathbed, not because there's anything wrong with him, but because of a devotion to an ideal. Claire, your heart is broken too. You just haven't accepted it yet, and you think that you can glue it back together by fulfilling Billy's dying wish, but I guarantee you, even if you find that perfect soul, it's not going to heal your heart.
I'm so tired.
Well, of course you are.
And frustrated.
Sure.
And angry.
At what, Claire?
At Billy! Not because he killed himself. Those demons are hard to resist, and I can understand that, but because he gave me this assignment, this quest. How am I supposed to take that? How?
He loved you and wanted to care for you. He wanted you to be happy. He didn't want you to waste your life searching for some perfect soul. Think about this, Claire. Really think about it. Do you think he would have consciously laid that burden on you?
This has been my whole life.
I know. And maybe it's time to start again.
You said at the end I could ask you questions. Is it my turn yet?
Well, I suppose so. Shoot.
Why do you care?
What do you mean?
I mean, why on earth would you engage someone you hardly know and get them to open up to you so easily? I haven't shared that story with anyone, not in all my years of traveling. I figured it was no one else's business. thought I might, I don't know, taint the search, if you know what I mean. And the letter, I haven't let anybody see it, let alone touch it. How did you manage that? How did...
Too many questions all at once. Which one would you like me to answer first?
I guess I'm more interested in the why than anything else.
Okay. Why? Because it's who I am.
That simple?
Yes. I guess the answer is really a question. Why wouldn't I?
That's not normal.
I'm aware, but it's who I am. Been that way my whole life. See someone hurting, I try to fix it. So I guess the answer to how is practice. I listen. It's what I do.
Are you a therapist?
Nope. I'm a welder. But I did try that route for a while. It seemed logical. But it hurt too much. Taking on everybody else's problems and pains. So I went into something that could isolate me from that, but it didn't change who I was. It only changed the number of opportunities I had to share who I was.
Interesting.
Did it ever occur to you that by holding back that letter, that story, that you never gave anybody the opportunity to show you how perfect their soul was?
I thought I was the one asking the questions now.
Sorry. But still.
Maybe I was setting the bar too high and throwing down too many obstacles.
Maybe you were.
Why did I tell you why today?
Sounds to me like you were finally ready to be happy, with or without Billy's approval.
Maybe.
Amtrak train number 383 now boarding for Buffalo, Chicago, and all points west.
That's me.
Find some company. I've never been to Idaho.
I'd be delighted.
Let me get a ticket. I'll meet you on the train.